So I've removed the Centra console with the 12 volt adapter securely, fairly safely, carefully over a few minutes with a pair of screwdrivers. These tabs in the back are what holds it in, and they need to be clicked out. So once you've got a little bit of leverage with the screwdriver, you effectively just pull it with your hand and it frees. So that's the first bit. The next bit is going to be modifying this aperture to accept the radio, and then being able to route the antenna through to the back of the radio. And yeah, should be able to piggyback the 12 volt, because this is always on via that socket there. This is always on, so power to the radio would be available at all times. So let's see how we get on. So the first thing I've done with a small hacksaw is make an incision here and all the way across, using the two lugs as a guide, because the objective is going to be to remove this top square so that the radio can have a snug fit in the console and not lose the usefulness of the actual compartment that it sits in. So we should still have full functionality of the compartment once we've made the hole we need for the radio to sit. So all going well so far. So when you do this bit, obviously make sure your wires are out the way and there's room for your saw to go in. Nice clean incision. No issues at all, as I say, with having to use the lugs as a guide. So that's part one. Nice clean operation complete. Well, here we have it, barring some final positioning when we're in the vehicle. We've done some careful cutting around the cowling to ensure that the LUITON fits inside next to the 12 volt socket, with the option of adding an external speaker if required. So what we'll do is the next step will be to fit inside the vehicle once we've wired through an antenna to the PL259 socket at the back, or the SO239 socket with a PL259, and then we can hopefully get the radio tested. But that's probably the hardest job, getting the radio to fit. It's a nice tight snug fit at each side, which is good, and there's a little bit of space underneath allowed, and the heatsink space at the back